Students, welcome all of you in our English class. We have completed 3 poems from the book Flamingo. Today, I am going to discuss fourth poem. Name of the poem, A Thing of Beauty by John Keats. Everybody knows that John Keats is a poet of nature. He has written a lot about nature and he regards nature and natural objects the most beautiful and powerful objects. He considers nature as God, and really, obviously, it's true. In the first sentence, the poet says, as the title says, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Forever means permanently, everlasting. Any beautiful object gives us permanent joy. Its loveliness increases. Generally, we see that something that looks beautiful to us, with the passage of time, its beauty start decreasing. But in comparison to the worldly things, any natural object that appears to us beautiful, so its beauty increases with the passage of time. Every next time it gives us more beauty, more pleasure to the beholder, and it will never pass into nothingness. The poet says, any beautiful object of nature, it never comes to an end, it never goes waste. But here the poet has used the word but means in contrast of going into wastage, going to an end, in place of getting perishable, it will keep a bower quiet for us. Bower means a pleasant shady place under a tree, and it gives us cool and comfort. Any person who is sitting under it, and a sleep full of sweet dreams. We do not have nightmares. We get sleep and full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. So, 3-4 things the poet has underlined. The beautiful thing gives us health, it gives us quiet breathing, it gives us sweet dream, and it's like a bower, and under that pleasant place, the people, those who are sitting, and they are getting enjoyment of that beauty. Next, the poet says, I have already written because something is there that is worthy to display here. Therefore is connected what I have already told you. Thing of beauty gives us permanent joy, and it's like a peaceful health, it's like a bower, and it's like a sweet dream. Therefore, on every morrow, morrow means every morning, every next day, are we wreathing? Wreathing means weaving, making a flowery band to bind us to the earth. The poet obviously highlights the nature, and many years before he wrote about nature, and that time people used to be in habit of getting flowers to offer to God, to offer in any holy shrine. So with reference to that thing, the poet says, after getting up, we think that If we collect flowers, pluck flowers from the garden or from nearby our houses, and that collection of the flowers, and by collecting the flowers, make garland, to weave those flowers in a garland, and that garland, that string, it will bind us to the earth. If we see literally, the poet is talking about nature. The flower is considered most beautiful thing, and here the poet has given us a picture to bind us to the earth. If in today's scenario we think everyone, he has his own dream, own aspiration, everybody wants to fulfill the things, and those goals, those ambitions, so they keep us alive. Out of having those goals, those targets, so every day we make commitment, we make targets, and to fulfill those targets, to overcome those challenges, so we are here on this planet earth. From morning to evening, a person is doing a lot of hard work, and because he has hope that after a few days, after a few months, after a few years of time, there will be prosperity in his life. And that goal, that mindset, that aim is set by the person himself. So that's why here we can relate in today's scenario that we are raising a flowery band. We are making hope for us, and due to that hope we are bind, we are connected to the earth. Next the poet says, keeping all these things in mind that we are connected to the earth. Spite of, here the poet has written spite of, and if we go through it, spite of means in spite of. Though all the negative things that the poet has described, though all these things are there, but still the poet says, having all these things, what in spite of? In spite of despondence. Despondence here means despair, unhappiness, hopelessness, and sadness. In the modern world, all these negative things, they are available. So in spite of having despair, unhappiness, and here poet has used after comma only of. Here of stands for spite of, and spite of stands for in spite of. Here of the inhuman dearth. Dearth here means shortage of noble nature. Noble nature means good person. The person, those who are having good qualities. So there is shortage of noble soul, noble nature, and here again after comma of has been used. Of means in spite of. The gloomy days. Gloomy days means days, though days are not gloomy, but people, they are facing the days, those full of darkness, full of despair, full of hopelessness. Again after comma of has been used. Of means in spite of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways. Here unhealthy means that to overcome any obstacle, to face any challenge, to realize our dream, we sometimes people use unhealthy way. Sometimes people, they have to follow The ways, those are darkened, those are not good, they are over darkened, made for our searching. Here, searching means to reach to our goal. So we people are here in this world, and here all these undesirable things, so they are already there in this earth. The world is full of negative elements which make our life sad, depressing, and hopelessness. But a beautiful thing, here the poet wants to say that beautiful thing, it gives us everything, every joy. So here, in spite of all these elements, negative elements, only a thing of beauty, it gives us permanent joy. Again, after this, the poet has used the word yes, and again, stressfully, emphatically, he is saying yes, in spite of all these things, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from a dark spirit. So here, pall means dark cloud. In spite of having all these things, so the pall here means the cloud, the beautiful things make life worthwhile. And as all the beautiful thing or even any single beautiful object, if it lifts the veil of glooms and it finds the way for optimism and hope. This is the message of the poem. So we have completed half of the poem. So rest of the poem we will do tomorrow. Again would like to